everyone. I'm very happy today. I have a friend here that I would like to introduce to you. This is Steve, and Steve he's an amazing home inspector.
Thank you. My name is Steve Sandu. Home inspector. I've been doing it for about 7 years or so. Was an electrician for 10 years before that. I really enjoy it. Really enjoy meeting good people like Andreia here. It's a fun job. I mean, not very many people like their job, but I love my job.
What exactly you do? So I got in a house contract. I want to buy this house, and I call you, Steve. I need you to do an inspection on this house. So from there, how it happened?
Basically, I go in and do the inspection. I look at the condition of the exterior of the home. I look at the roof. I look at the plumbing, the electrical. I open up the electrical panel. I'll open up the heating system to have a look and to see how everything's performing, and to see if there's any issues. A lot of times we're looking for safety issues.
Okay.
If this is safety, of course, safety issues affects the client. Like you said, we're here to protect them, and you don't want something happening to the client. So safety issues are important. So we're also looking for things that are going to cost the client money in the future. So if a lot of people are buying with emotion, so they may go into a home for 5-10 minutes, and they may really like it. They may really like the area, and and they're just set on the home. But it's our job to go in and say, look, I mean, you're you're a mortgage broker, so you say, okay, well, you're maxed out. This is what you're allowed, but the client doesn't know that this house another year needs a new roof, so they're gonna have to spend $10,000 to $15,000 on a new roof. And a roof is mandatory because if it starts leaking, then you're gonna have more problems. So things like that, we make the make the buyer aware of what's going on and what's gonna happen in the future. If you need a new roof, need a new furnace, or what's happening, because just like anything in life, like nothing's gonna last forever.
Exactly.
So everything is like a hot water tank is gonna last between 10 to 14 years or 10 to 15 years, and things like that. So we advise them, okay, well, your hot water tank is 7 years old or 10 years old or whatever it is, and let them know, okay, well, you got lots of life in it, or it needs to be changed in the next few years, or it's leaking, you should change it right now. So things like that. So it's more of giving the information to the buyer, so the buyer kind of has no surprises and they know what they're up against.
Okay. So one interesting thing is Steve he's an electrician. That it's very handy.
Yeah, it's handy.
When it becomes inspection at the house. So you go through the house. Is the buyer allowed to be with you during the inspection?
Yes, they are. And we actually, the Home Inspection Association actually recommends that the buyer be around the inspector and to be even there during the inspection. And we don't mind that. But a lot of times, we're in there for 2-3 hours and the buyer doesn't want to be there that long, or the buyer is not going to want to go up on the roof or go up in the attic and things like that.
Yes.
Which is fine, because most buyers, they just kind of want to know, okay, they kind of want to know, okay, well, this is where, I mean, even though in the end, when we do the walkthrough through the buyer, we show them everything where all the moving parts are in the home, where the electrical panel is, where your heating system is, where your main water shut off is. Like, we show them everything in the end during the walkthrough. But some people, they're just curious and they want to know right then what's going on, and that's fine, and that's actually, it makes it more interesting.
Okay. How about the appliances? I had a client that even with the home inspection, they did everything, they moved in, and then on the third or fourth day leaving the house, things start just stop working. So is this very common? Because I know you cannot test the dishwasher and say, this has another 10 years. You're not going to say that, but...
Yeah. Well, it's just like any mechanical, anything mechanical, someone buys a car, you can't guarantee that something's going to happen to the car in a few months. And same thing with a dishwasher or a washing machine. I mean, I personally do test all the appliances.
You do?
Yeah, and to make sure everything's working at the time of the inspection. But, I mean, if... anything could just stop working. Nobody can guarantee that. Now, the only things that we can do is we have a program called, it's a recall program. So I can take all the model numbers of the appliances, send them to a website, and then it checks it every couple of weeks to see if there's no recalls on any appliances. Now, when we
That
first
is
started this,
really-
I thought, okay, this is a waste of money. But
Yeah.
it turns out, like, you know, probably every fifth, sixth dishwasher that I put it into the website, that it tells them, okay, well, this dishwasher has a recall on it.
Huh.
And if it's like a really brand company like Maytag will actually come in and
just-
replace it.
That is kind of cool.
Yeah.
I don't think everybody does that.
No, not all home inspectors do that.
Huh, this is
Yeah.
really interesting. I know there is a specific professional to do the inspection on a foundation, right? But are you, as a home inspector, do you also cover the foundation as well? If there is any crack in the foundation, is that something that you said, no, you have to hire a different professional for this?
No, we do a general visual inspection if there's cracks in it. Cracks always depend on how many cracks, what kind of cracks, where are the cracks type of thing. If it looks like there's movement in the foundation, then we say, okay, well, we recommend an engineer or someone else take a look at it.
Okay.
But generally speaking, I mean, depends on what you can see, because in the foundation, it's really hard to see the foundation.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, from what we can see, we can give a good idea of if the foundation is.
The house is sinking
Yeah.
inside. Okay, I wanted to sell my house and it's falling apart. And my realtor said, just, make up the house and painting here. And I have some leaking problems. But my guy did a good job. The house looks beautiful. So it's the open house. I got an offer. So you come into this house, there was brand new renovated, right? Are you able to catch problems even if it's well painted, the floors look nice? So what happened if I'm buying something that was renovated and it's an old house?
Actually, we hear that all the time. Like, oh, the house just got renovated. The house was renovated a couple of years ago. It's a 60-year-old house, but it just got renovated. So we hear all that. I mean, if there's leaks, I mean, we have a few tools that can detect that if there were past leaks or if the leak is active.
Can you show? Is that the little
Yes.
thing right here?
Yeah, this is an infrared camera.
Mm-hmm.
So what this does, it actually it'll measure the temperatures in the walls and the ceilings.
Mm-hmm.
So it gives you an idea. It can give you an idea. So if I point it out up to the ceiling, so if there's temperature differences, you can tell me, okay, there might have been a leak there. And so this is a moisture meter. So what this does is this detects any moisture. So then I if this tells me, okay, there might have been a leak there, so this is going to confirm if there's moisture there and if the leak is active.
Mm-hmm.
So like my hands got moisture, so it's a basic tool, but it's very, very valuable.
Mm-hmm.
And with the infrared camera, I mean, as you can see from here, like, if I put my hand up there,
Oh,
so
it's really cool.
I'm 31 degrees. You can see if you read it right there.
Yeah, I wish you guys could see this. It's kind of cool.
We can show them later. So we can actually see him standing there,
Oh yeah, I can see that.
right?
Oh,
Yeah, it's very
it's
handy.
very cool.
Yeah,
All
tools.
right. So cost. I know in different areas the cost of inspection can be different, but what is the lowest and the highest cost that I just wanted to give a range what you expect in terms of how much it's going to cost in a home inspection.
Okay, so the cost always depends on size of the home
Okay.
and how old the home is.
Oh.
So the size of those two factors determine how long the home inspection is going to take. So if it's like a 7,000 square foot home compared to
A condo.
a 700 square foot condo, so there's quite a bit of difference.
Yeah.
So you're looking at a couple hours compared to 1 hour. So that's one factor, and also the age of the home, because the older the home is, the more liability a home inspector has, because especially homes that are very old, they have asbestos in them. They've used vermiculite in the attic, so there's lots of issues. And if a home inspector was to miss any of those issues,
It's your responsibility.
it's the home inspector's responsibility. So generally speaking, it's $100 per 1,000 square feet. So that's the lowest. So if it's like a 3,000 or a 4,000 square foot home, so it's in between $300 to $400. So that's
Okay.
one factor. So if the home is 3,000 square feet, but the home was built in 1965,
Yeah.
then you may
That
want to
would be-
add an extra, $150 because it's going to take the inspector more time.
Yeah. No, I always say don't try to save on an inspection. Do the inspection. At the end, we receive actually a report
Yeah.
telling the whole house, like the story of the house. I just think it's so important to have this report in our hands, even later on. Because sometimes when you're buying your house, all your savings went through the down payment and you don't have any money to fix the house. But at least if you have this report and you know that those things you need to kind of fix in the future, you can plan and, work your budget a little bit. So I always tell my clients, do the home inspection. I really, really appreciate you guys watching this video. We are going to have this on the website. Every client, I will ask them to watch this video because it is important for people to go through the process, to have a guidance. And
Yes.
I always tell my clients, you're not buying a shoe, you're buying a house. So you should be proactive and you should
Biggest
do-
investment of their life.
It's the biggest investment. So
Yeah.
you should do your homework. Steve, thank you so much for,
Yeah, you're very welcome.
this help. I really
Okay.
appreciate that.
Very welcome.
Thank you.